All right, guys, so now we're actually going to pick our offer and our niche. So I kind of touched on this before in lecture 2, but we're going to move on from there, and we're actually going to identify some offers that we can pick. And obviously, I'm going to stick with that niche that I talked about briefly, which in this case was the dating niche. Now, I picked that basically because there's a bunch of different dating offers, and I'll show you here. And I know this from being on Max Bounty myself, but like I said, if you're on any other network, they usually have a bunch of different kind of niche-oriented offers, and you can kind of identify them. You simply just have to peruse around, look through them, and you'll be able to identify which ones look like they're legitimate. Now, like I said, you want to stay away from the ones that are a bit higher than 10. I would even go down to 7 for the simple fact that the higher you go and the higher the payouts, there's more likelihood that it's a sale and not a CPA-based offer, meaning like it's not an email submit or anything like that. And B, the lower that it is, the easier the barrier to entry is. So I'd much rather have something that pays me like $2.40 a lead or $4 a lead, where it's simply somebody signing their email up on a page, because that's much easier. It's a lot less barrier to entry, and people are much more inclined to do that rather than actually send cold traffic to a link that might be, a sale, because you're not going to make many sales. It's easy and it's free for somebody to submit their email. And I'll give you an example of this right here. If somebody goes to this page, for example, through my YouTube video, all they really have to do is hit man or woman and then submit their email practically, and then I get that commission. Now that commission is only $3.60 per lead. So you can assume that, let's say you're just starting out and you get 100 views on your video, which is very, very low. You can get a lot more than that if you're tagging it right. And, I'm going to teach you all that, in later videos. But let's just assume a low ball that 100 people watch your video, and they're obviously targeted because they came to your video because they care about, dating or relationship advice or something like that. Let's assume low ball that 10 people click your link in your description. That's very, very low too on 100. So that's only 10%. Now, if 3 people, sign up for your link, that's, you're already over $10. Now that's literally in one day. So that's going to sit there and earn for you for the rest of your life and just sit on YouTube and collect traffic and potential commission for you. And obviously that's a very, very low estimate. And B, you can scale this up and create multiple videos, and you'll start to notice that some videos are more successful than others. That's just the way that it works. But basically you want to pick a niche that's targeted, and you want to pick the right offers. So here I am, I search dating, and it's also important to keep in mind that you'll notice that the CPA offers, now I'm going to open this one just to show you, Bridge of Love, US only. This is only tailored to US people. So like we talked about, it's a single opt-in. If you remember from lecture 2, single opt-in just means that they just need to submit their email. So this is ideal. They just need to submit their email, and they also do not need to verify, because a verification would be double opt-in. Now, if that does not make sense, simply ask the question on the if you're having trouble kind of processing or understanding this, just simply ask a question on the course, and I'll get back to you and kind of explain it more in depth so that you can understand it. Or feel free to shoot me an email. You can always email me, guys. I'm very responsive to email at Brian, that's Brian with a Y, at bgmediainnovation.com. So very, very simple. This is a single opt-in. It's good per lead, but it is US only. So that's something to keep in mind. So if somebody else with a different IP address that's based in like Hungary or Sweden or China or India goes to this link in my offer and even signs up, I don't get paid for that because they're not US only. So that's something to keep in mind. That's IP address based. It's not where your IP is, it's where the person signing up is. So that's something to keep in mind. You might want to look for ones that there are a lot of them that actually do have multiple and, are across the board, a lot of different countries. And that's something that you're going to want to keep in mind. Now, if like you're from India per se, because 12% of my student base is from India. So I'm assuming I might get a lot of you guys that are taking this course. If you're from India or something like that, then maybe you want to look for India related offers, because you might make your video in Hindi, or maybe you're tailoring it towards something that Indian dating wise. Whatever it is, maybe you're not, but I'm just saying, like, whatever it is, kind of use common sense and then tailor it around there. You'll see that this AU is clearly Australia, US, New Zealand, Austria, Germany, and so on and so forth. So just kind of look through, scan that. I'm not going to scan through and waste your time, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's see if Asian date is maybe a little bit more. See, this one goes into depth. This one kind of has a bunch of different countries in mind. All these are eligible. So that's something to keep in mind. Just look for those. They're a little bit better usually. And obviously the more potential countries that you can get, the better for you. So something to keep in mind. Now I'm going to we'll just use these as 2 examples, Asian date free sign up, Bridge of Love US only. So if I were going to use these, because clearly I'm from the US, so a lot of traffic that my YouTube channel might be from the US, we'll just take these and run with them for examples, but you guys can obviously pick a niche and then run through and see the different options available. Now I just clearly typed in dating, but there are a bunch of different offers if you kind of broad search or search options your thing. So if I were going to pick Asian date, now I'm going to use this one because it keeps it broad for our next example, but I'm going to give you an example of what I would do if I were going to pick this offer. So this is a little bit funny, and this is no way a reflection of how I feel, but if I were trying to generate traffic through YouTube to this CPA offer that is Asian date, what I might do is maybe I'd make this like my 3rd or my 4th video, and I'd make the title of the video and the content around it, why Asian girls do it better or something like that. Do you understand where I'm going with this? So I would literally look up things on Google, and I'm going to run through this entire example with Bridge of Love for you guys in the next lecture, and we're going to actually create the video and the content that goes into the video. So I'll show you that. So just stick with me. I'm going to give you another example right here of how Asian date might work. So let's say I came up with the idea, Asian date, why Asian girls do it better. And then I'm going to link Asian date. And I'm going to plug that at the end of my video. Okay. So I'm going to basically do Asian girls. I hope nothing crazy pops up here. Asian girls, let's type in benefits of dating an Asian girl. 22 things to know before dating an Asian girl. And I'm just going to take some of this information, put it in my own words. Maybe I'm going to upload a PowerPoint and make it, and I can do that. So this is also something to keep in mind. I'm going to go off on a tangent really fast here. I hear all the time that people are all the time across the board say, oh, your production quality isn't amazing with this or that. And I heard this in the past when I first started, obviously to myself, but I hear people telling it to other people all the time. Let me say this and get this out of the way. You do not need to be making, high quality Hollywood type videos to get started. You don't need to be perfect to start, but you do need to start to be perfect. So start, record your content, get it up there, get it uploaded. You can, improve as you go, start adding new things as you go, and learn as you go. But don't let anybody tell you that you need to have high production quality, or you need to show your face and record your screen, or any of those things, because you can make money on YouTube doing this. Now I'm going to give you an example really fast of, don't mind this. This is just flowers for my girlfriend. I'm just going to show you. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to show you really fast. We're on YouTube, and obviously I have a YouTube channel, and this is one of my YouTube channels that is basically my brand name. We went over this before. It's BG Media Innovation. Now, I just record my screen. You guys know that if you've taken my courses before. If you don't, that's basically what I do. I don't do any face-to-face interaction like a lot of different people do. I simply record my screen, and I demonstrate how I actually make money from my computer with how-to content for aspiring entrepreneurs. Sorry. So if I were going to, basically one of the videos, now this is affiliate marketing. It's not CPA marketing, slightly different, but it's similar. But I'm going to show you a great example of how I made a lot of money basically doing this. And a lot of people told me in the beginning, nobody was going to listen to my stuff. Nobody cared. And I didn't listen to them. And I made a lot of money doing this. So I'm going to basically type in Kevin David FBA Ninja course review. And this is one of the first videos I did. It's not very good. And you'll see here's one right here. It's 133 views. That's not very good. That's one that I did later. I don't know if my other old video still ranks under this keyword. Maybe it might have been FBA Ninja. Hold on. Amazon FBA Ninja course review. It used to be ranked up here. Looks like a bunch of people influxed and started doing that. It's funny because it used to be up here. Anyway. I'm going to go through and show you an example. Clearly my one is ranked there. Now, one of the things that I did was this FBA course review. I'm going to show you in a second when I find it. It's one of the first videos I ever did. It wasn't very good at all. So here it is right here. Amazon FBA Ninja course review, taking the PPC module. Now, I didn't know what I was doing in here. This is before I'm going to give you any of the things that I'm talking about. And this is TubeBuddy. I'm going to show you guys this later on too when you're tagging your videos. You'll see here that I might rank for some things. I rank for one thing, FBA Ninja Review. And I had no idea what I was doing when I first started this. And one thing that I did is you'll see here that I went back and I changed my links. So this wasn't what it was like initially. This is my retail arbitrage course. But I simply posted these links in my description. And this video alone got 1,000 targeted views. It wasn't very good. All I simply did, and I'll show you really fast, was record my screen. Didn't move my mouse. I just simply talked the entire time. And it made me probably like $5,000 just this single video, traffic through this video, people that clicked these links and bought through my affiliate link. Now that's a little bit different because it's affiliate marketing, but it's just something to keep in mind. Don't let anybody, and I'll just play this video really fast for you to show you. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't make money doing this because you can. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's literally me just talking over a screen about his FBA Ninja course. Now, it's something I clearly believe in and something I took myself, but this is just an example of how you can record your screen and the content. So if you have, a PowerPoint lecture that you're going through and giving valuable information, people are A, going to be much more receptive to that clearly, and B, you can definitely get people to click your links, I promise you. So don't let anybody tell you need high production quality to actually get into this. It's simply not true. So now I'm going to go back and, like I said, I would create a PowerPoint maybe. I would go through some of this information and I would basically pick through this, and then I would kind of put in my own words and I would relay that to the audience. When people came in, I would kind of go down my list in my PowerPoint and show them why dating Asian girls, the benefits of dating Asian girls and so on and so forth. And then at the end of the video, obviously all I would do is I'd be like, one site that I really recommend, I've heard great things about is Asian Date. If you're interested in that, you want to, potentially getting your own Asian girl or something like that, feel free to check the link. It's the bio. Wow, I'm so used to Instagram. Feel free to check the description. It's the first link in the description. Boom, done. Video's ended practically. All that they do is if they're interested, they might go down and check. If they're not, then they don't. But it's that simple. That's really the reality of it. It might take you an hour to kind of do research, put the video together, and edit it and get it uploaded. So this is really only limited to how much work you're willing to put in. It's not hard. It's a very, very easy business model to implement. I kind of just wanted to show you an example of that. But now I'm going to go through an in-depth method of how I'm actually going to put a PowerPoint together. It's very, very simple. We're going to use this one in the next actual example and create the PowerPoint lecture. And I'm going to show that to you guys. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to end this video here and we'll jump into the example in the next one.